From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now, the latest news.
Kylie Conway has the latest news. The top headlines. News you can use.
Please stand by.
Sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling. Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for Tuesday, February 2nd. Warmer day on tap. Got more sunshine here, and it continues to set in place. This will help climb our temps into the mid-30s. And yes, it's February 2nd, Groundhog Day. If you're enjoying the winter, then Punxsutawney Phil predicts you'll enjoy the next 6 weeks, too. The groundhog saw a shadow this morning, indicating we will not have an early spring. Given the animal's accuracy, take it for what it's worth, but it is a fun tradition, if nothing else. Hopefully, when you wake up tomorrow, though, the calendar will flip, as this is certainly a February that we need to get through, right? And it has been about 24 hours since COVID-19 vaccine eligibility expanded in Indiana. Almost 96,000 people, 65 to 69 years old, are signed up now to get their first dose. The state health department says 103,000 people made first dose appointments from all eligible groups yesterday. According to the department, more than 1.3 million first and second shots have been scheduled since late December. If you want to sign up, you can just go to the state's coronavirus website. You can also call 211 if you need help. If you're having trouble registering, you'll get to speak to somebody there. And we have learned that the risk of contracting COVID is much higher for people who smoke or vape. Because of that, healthcare workers here in Indianapolis say they've seen a 50% increase in people trying to quit. Specialists at the IU Health Tobacco Treatment Center say people who both smoke and vape are 7 times more likely to be infected with COVID-19. It's the hand-to-mouth movement while smoking or vaping. It means the virus can more easily spread. They also both weaken the lungs and suppress the immune system, making a COVID-19 infection more severe and recovery more difficult.
People do have more intensive symptoms, more complications related to COVID-19, specifically related to the respiratory side, but they also have just overall, their symptoms are more significant and they are more likely to need more intensive treatment, including hospitalization.
So we definitely had an increase in patient volume. More people are wanting to quit now more than ever.
The specialists say that the pandemic is a perfect opportunity to try to quit smoking. More people are at home. You got the time to focus on it. The first step is recognizing your triggers and then making sure you got a really good support system around you. And a new round of millions of dollars will bolster COVID-19 relief programs in Indianapolis and all of Marion County. In fact, the City County Council met last night and approved up to $10 million for local paycheck protection loans. That program has helped more than 180 businesses since the pandemic began. The council is also allocating almost $29 million for rental assistance and $3.7 million in FEMA assistance for PPE and cleaning services. And mayors from cities across the country are speaking as one to ask for more pandemic help. More than 400 mayors have signed a letter asking lawmakers to pass President Biden's COVID-19 relief plan. Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett was one of them. Carmel Mayor Jim Brainerd and mayors from New Albany, Anderson, Fort Wayne, and Gary. The letter addresses Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Republican Leader Kevin McCarthy, and Republican Leader Mitch McConnell. It reads in part, Biden's American Rescue Plan contains such assistance as part of an aggressive strategy to contain the virus, increase access to life-saving vaccines, and creating a foundation for sustainable and inclusive recovery. The letter also references local government overseeing public health efforts in the last year, despite fiscal pressure, noting nearly 1 million local government jobs already lost. It goes on to say funding for local governments is long overdue and that the $350 billion in direct relief to state and local governments, included in Biden's plan, would help drive economic recovery. The letter also talks about accelerating vaccinations throughout the country, showing support for Biden's proposal for a national vaccination program. And this morning, we're learning more about the plans between Republicans and President Biden. Here is Senator Susan Collins.
It was a very good exchange of views. I wouldn't say that we came together on a package tonight.
Republican senators say there will be more meetings on pandemic relief with the White House after describing the first as a useful, cordial, good start. Indiana Senator Todd Young is among the group of 10 senators presenting a $600 billion plan. Collins says it's no surprise that there's no deal after just the first meeting.
But what we did agree to do is to follow up and talk further at the staff level and amongst ourselves and with the president and vice president on how we can continue to work together.
The White House calls the meeting productive. They released a statement saying, while there were areas of agreement, the president also reiterated his view that Congress must respond boldly and urgently and noted many areas which the Republican senator's proposal does not address. Senator Young didn't speak after the meeting. He did tweet. He said, "My colleagues and I recognize the president's calls for unity and want to work in good faith with his administration to meet the health, economic, and societal challenges of the COVID crisis." And actually, News 8 will be talking with Senator Young today. You can catch that conversation this evening on Wish TV, News 8 at 5 and 6 o'clock. And this morning, the news broke that Major League Baseball tells teams to get ready to start the season on time. It is the latest move in a dispute between the players and owners. The owners wanted to push back the start of the season 1 month and play fewer games because of the pandemic, but the players haven't agreed to that plan. Unless the sides reach a late deal, spring training is set to start in 2 weeks. And the Purdue men's basketball team landed safely after quite the ordeal in the air. There was a tweet from the team just before midnight that read, "Landed in Baltimore, thanks for all the well wishes." The Boilers were supposed to fly directly from Lafayette to Maryland yesterday, but mechanical problems forced a quick landing in Indianapolis instead. A tweet captioned, "Take 2" shows the players boarding a second flight. There is little time to rest. Purdue does play Maryland tonight at 6:30.
Searching for a romantic summer getaway? Escape with Rich Girl Summer, the new Audible original from Lily Chu. The exquisitely talented Philippa Sue, returning to narrate her 5th Lily Chu title. This time, Philippa is joined by her real-life husband, Stephen Pasquale. Set in Toronto's wealthy cottage country, aka the Hamptons of Canada, Rich Girl Summer follows the story of Valerie, a down-on-her-luck event planner posing as a socialite's long-lost daughter, while piecing together the secrets surrounding a mysterious family and falling deeper and deeper in love with the impossibly hard-to-read and infuriatingly handsome family assistant, Nico. Caught between pretending to belong and unexpectedly finding where she truly fits in, Valerie learns her summer is about to get far more complicated than she ever planned. She's in over her head and head over heels. Listen to Rich Girl Summer now on Audible. Go to audible.com/richgirlsummer.
A grassroots crime prevention advocate says the breakdown in the relationship between his organization and the city is making it harder to prevent crime. Reverend Charles Harrison of the Indy 10-Point Coalition is reacting to Wish TV's interview with former Mayor Greg Ballard. It was on All Indiana Politics. Ballard criticized current Indianapolis leaders for reducing funding for community groups like Indy 10-Point.
That kind of investment works, but it cannot be done by the city, and I think that's the mistake that we're making. It needs to be done by community groups.
When that money was kind of taken out of our hands by the council in 2012, you start to see things inch up a little bit because we were putting that money in the hands of people on the street who were doing, really affecting crime.
Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett has shared his plan to reduce crime this year consists of added community-based beat policing and investments in community violence reduction. Today, House impeachment managers are set to share paperwork in the impeachment of former President Trump. This is according to CNN. The pretrial brief will look at several aspects of the House's case against Trump. CNN reports it'll include breaking down why it is constitutional to charge Trump with incitement of insurrection and why he should not be able to hold office again. The brief will also make the point as to why it's legal to convict Trump as a former president. That paperwork is due this morning, and the former president's legal team also has paperwork to file today. They need to file a response to the impeachment trial summons by noon. His lawyers are speaking out against the next week's trial. Trump's attorney, David Schoen, is calling the case a political weapon to ban his client from holding office again. And also this morning, state and city leaders along the East Coast are urging people to stay home.
It is seriously dangerous.
Stay indoors. Stay home.
Stay off the streets. I'm going to keep saying it.
A slow-moving winter storm is still dumping snow by the foot on the mid-Atlantic and Northeast. In Stamford, Connecticut, firefighters had to save 2 people from a truck that slid into a lake. Officials say a woman was standing in the bed shouting for help, and a man was stuck inside the cab as the truck sank. Rescuers in scuba gear got them both to safety. The big winter storm and high tides are causing major flooding along the New Jersey coast. Yards and roads are submerged and cars are driving through the water. All right, now to business headlines. Simon Malls. Simon has formed a new company with a value of $300 million to invest in innovative retailers. It's a SPAC, which stands for Special Acquisition Purpose Company. It's a new way to take companies public. David Simon will serve as chairman of the SPAC, and his 33-year-old son Eli will be its CEO. It'll focus on health and wellness, food and beverage retail distribution, co-working, entertainment, sports, esports, hospitality, e-commerce, or traditional retail brands. The nation's largest pet insurer and the largest retailer are getting together to offer pet insurance and medicines. Nationwide and Walmart formed a partnership in which Nationwide pet insurance members can get their prescription medicines for their pets filled at a Walmart pharmacy. Members will have access to Walmart's most commonly prescribed pet-specific medications for chronic disease and flea, tick, and heartworm prevention at prices below what stores charge. An Israel-based company has received approval from the Environmental Protection Agency for its claims that its newest product, Cleanitize disinfecting wipes, kills the coronavirus. Cleanitize wipes are made at the company's North Carolina plant, where it manufactures primarily baby wipes and disinfecting wipes. To make more wipes to meet demand, Albad last week announced that it is aggressively hiring. And Nike just unveiled its first sneaker that you can slip on hands-free. The $120 shoe allows people to slip the shoes on and off without bending down. It's thanks to a bi-stable hinge. The sneakers will be able to be available to the public later this year. SpaceX is planning to send its first all-civilian crew to space by the end of this year, 2021, in a charity-focused mission commanded by tech entrepreneur Jared Isaacman. The company will pick 3 people to ride alongside Isaacman to orbit aboard SpaceX's Crew Dragon capsule. Isaacman donated $100 million to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and wants to help raise $200 million more by inviting people to donate at least $10 to St. Jude for a chance to be picked for the expedition. And this morning, there is a call from local restaurant workers to not be forgotten in the debate over the minimum wage. State lawmakers are looking at a plan to gradually increase Indiana's minimum, and President Biden is pushing for a change at the federal level as well. Wait staff make a minimum of $2.13 an hour plus tips. The $2.13 is called the tip wage. They want that tip wage to go up at least 50 cents. Here's Katie Wisely.
2 scrambled, bacon, no potatoes, right?
It's the most important meal of the day.
Is Bonnie Sue coming in?
Regulars are taking their seat at Four Seasons Family Restaurant.
Roscoe, I was just talking about you.
Where the coffee is hot and the company is refreshing.
I just came back to waiting tables about 5 years ago.
It's a job Lisa Clodfelter truly enjoys.
We'll top her on water.
But she wonders if that feeling will last.
There's no way wait staff can make it off $15 an hour. Good. I know, I'm just checking.
She works 5 8-hour shifts a week and takes home between $400 and $500.
Morning, Jim.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
If tips go away, the Indiana Restaurant and Lodging Association says food and drink prices will increase by 30%.
It'd be like coming in here and paying $20 for a cheeseburger.
If passed, all employees would move to a starting wage of $15 an hour. The server that once made $25 an hour with tips or more would be at $15 an hour in a non-tip environment.
I wouldn't want to see it happen.
Instead, they're asking for a small increase in the hourly tip wage.
I could see a 50-cent, maybe even $1 increase over the next year or so for servers.
Now they wait.
Morning.
And focus on customers.
How are you?
Hoping their financial state isn't in jeopardy.
Good, how are you?
Good. Coffee.
The federal tip wage hasn't increased since 1991. That new bill here in Indiana would raise the hourly rate from $7.25 per hour to $10 per hour for certain employees, which means that food prices will likely go up and therefore tipping would probably go down. So they're not wanting that $15 hour wage. They just want that tip wage to be increased a bit. The bill has yet to get a hearing. This has been your News 8 Daily. For Wish TV, I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
The News 8 Daily 8 is sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling.
Be sure to like and subscribe to this podcast.
The News 8 Daily 8 with Kylie Conway. And be sure to discover even more great podcasts now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.